Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to this lecture on science and religion. We are today going to look at another thing just another thing to think about between these two topics, science and religion, and this is cosmic fine-tuning. So we'll get right into it. So here we look at how improbable a planet supporting life is, and what this may show for science and religion. So first, laws of gravity allow us to be able to survive. Electromagnetism, nuclear force, those two have allowed compounds necessary to life to come together. The Pauli exclusion principle, showing that two things cannot occupy the same space, allows life to be the way it is. Imagine life where the Earth and humans could occupy the same space. It just wouldn't work. So those are some laws that are very important in making our Earth permittable for life. Some constants that are very important include gravity. Gravity needs to be it needed to be perfect for life to exist. It needed to be to the hundredth of a decimal place for life to persist. Initial conditions for Earth were perfect for primitive life forms to begin. Strange features such as ice having a lower density than water, that allows organisms to survive. If that wasn't the case, life wouldn't persist. Consider God would have needed to calculate all these precise values to make everything perfect. So now we're going to consider the likelihood. So what is the likelihood? First we can consider here the likelihood principle. It's a very common principle, and we'll just take a look at it. It doesn't mean that any hypothesis is true, it's just a common principle used for many things, and we can use it here. And it says that when two opposing hypotheses are considered, an observation counts on the side that has the most probability of occurring. In this case, that we have stumbled upon such a complex universe with such perfect values for all of Earth's features, it supports the existence of God using this reasoning here with the likelihood principle. Now let's look here at some objections to the fine-tuning argument. Consider in a single universe, the probability of life permitting Earth is extremely improbable. In a multiverse, it may be an expected occurrence. We can't tell until we have evidence to support or refute a multiverse. So yes, if you consider a multiverse with millions and millions of planets, then all these precise numbers may have just come about through probability because there's just so many possible outcomes. This would, of course, challenge our concept of human centrality if other life is found, because we may not be the central reason for everything. Looking here at the anthropic principle, our location in the universe, being on a life-permitting planet that is necessarily privileged to the extent of being compatible of our existence as observers. So there's two versions of looking at this. There's the strong version. The universe is compelled to give intelligent life, and we by chance got it. Or there's the weak version. The apparent fine-tuning of the universe is the result of a selection bias. Only in a universe that is capable of producing intelligent life will there be observers who can think about the fine-tuning. So yes, of course, if we are to be intelligent life, we must have come from the planet that supports intelligent life, and therefore we're observing from our Earth, which is intelligent life permittable, and so our selections and our beliefs will be biased towards that because we have come up with this highly improbable outcome, and we're living on it. Also, if the universe is complex and needs a complex designer, who then created the complex God? is a popular notion to think about. There is no argument because the truth in this cosmic fine-tuning principle is between two hypotheses that have no probability attached. So the existence of cosmic fine-tuning and the non-existence of cosmic fine-tuning, there is no probability attached to these. We don't know the exact values for this, and so we can't even really consider the likelihood principle. So it does mean that this is a case of subjective probability. So, I mean, we can look at this with the likelihood principle just thinking what would be the more probable outcome. And I'll leave you guys to think about that. As I said, I have no opinions here. I'm just stating the facts for both sides. Also, if there is a multiverse with billions of galaxies, the probability of life permitting Earth may not be so improbable. And thanks everybody for watching, and